Great, welcome back. It's now 4 minutes past 7 a.m. Let's kick this discussion briefly on just to have a quick wrap on what's happening in the country, politically speaking. And with me today I have Deputy Governor of Machakos, Francis Mwangangi. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you.
Very quickly, let me take you through the front page of our local dailies. I have got three papers, Daily Nation, The Star and The Standard. On the front page of the Daily Nation, a Ruto Raila government? That is a big question here. That is what I have. A Ruto Raila government, that is also on the front page of the Daily Nation. This one is necessitated by what we saw yesterday at the footsteps of KICC. And now the question is, President William Ruto and ODM Chief Raila Odinga may be planning to form a government of national unity as the head of state seeks a way out of the current youth-led protest. Meanwhile, the Azimio coalition faces implosion or a division in that case. On the front page of the Star newspaper, Azimio split as Ruto hints at unity government. That is on the front page of the Star. Raila Odinga's ODM considering working with Kenya Kwanza in new coalition. But then now, opposition's Karua, Kioni, Eugene Wamalwa term the move a trap, insist they are not quote-unquote boarding. And finally, on the front page of the Standard, Gen Z backlash. Gen Z backlash. President William Ruto must have thought signing the IEBC amendment bill at KICC and with the opposition present would placate the protesters. It angered them more. The youth now feel that those present are the face of what they are fighting, and even the children of the leaders concerned scorned them as well. The question is, the presence of military guarding the ceremony made matters even worse. That is what is here on the front page of the three newspapers. And very quickly, Mheshimiwa, the whole issue here is people are talking, are we seeing a situation of government of national unity? You are a member of Azimio.
That has never been our part of our discussion. We are concerned about action which is demanded by majority of Kenyans,
yes,
save for those who are eating. Because those who are eating, they are feeling like there is a lot of disruption. But Kenyans are demanding action. National government of national unity is not part of that. That is not what Kenyans are yearning for. And in any case, when you... it surprises us most when we hear Azimio is divided. I don't think that is the case. We are not. We are not. It is only that our captain is seeking for an African, a continental job, which is supposed to be spearheaded by the government. And if that leads to something else being changed from what we ideally were, the Kenya is aware, then that is not part of what we are. We are demanding specific actions, not these kind of things.
What are these actions as part of Azimio?
One, all along and for many years, for over a year, we have been talking about IEBC, reconstruction of IEBC. There are so
many...
Which
finally happened yesterday.
We needed...
Signing into law, and that's now going to set the ball rolling.
According to me, I think we needed not to have shed blood for it to be signed somewhere at KICC. That was not necessary. It is something that was supposed to be done so many long time ago. I'm also aware of this multi-sectoral committee. When you hear so many reports that are still lying somewhere and have never been acted upon, Kenyans are asking themselves so many questions. Why can't we implement these ones first? Because whatever is being told to bring people together to discuss has already been discussed. People given their opinion, reports written, and a lot of it is what was signed yesterday.
Why is there backlash? Because of what Honorable Raila Odinga said. Kalonzo Musyoka said, who is a party leader, spoke. Deputy President also spoke. Kimani Ichung'wah spoke. The President spoke. But the moment Raila Odinga took to the podium and made his statement, the keyword that came out, and people are talking about it 24 hours later, is dialogue.
You ask yourself, dialogue for what?
Now I'm asking
what
you.
Does not... Look at the issues that took Azimio to streets soon after the election. Are the same issues the young generations are demanding today.
Yes.
So we are being told a multi-sectoral team to sit down. To do what?
Of 150 people.
No. I think, personally, I belong to the side of Kenya that is demanding specific actions which are going to make sure this country moves forward. Yes.
The most important thing that we saw...
You're asking me we sit down, we discuss corruption? You're asking me we sit down, we discuss about inclusivity? You don't know what the law says? You don't know what the law dictates you to do once you are in that office?
Do you have hidden cards as Azimio? Because it seems that's what's happening.
If they are there, we have a specific task that was given to us. And the specific task that Kenyans were told was that ODM leader was looking for this African Union Commission chairmanship. We are still there. These other things, I don't think they are necessary for this country. Yes.
What happened yesterday at the footsteps of KICC was quite symbolic.
Yes.
We've seen President signing so many bills into law at State House, but this one came out at the KICC. What was the reason, according to you?
First and foremost, I think the head of state has a duty to bring the country together.
Right.
Head of state is the symbol of unity. I think taking that function, first of all, to a national institution, that is a KICC, and bringing together ideally his competitors, was to foster that national unity. There is high political temperatures in this country. I think whoever designed that kind of event to take place at that particular place was also to try to tell the country and the world that we are trying to do something to bring political temperature down and also to foster unity of a country. But I think it failed in one aspect. There is a specific demand on point form. And all along, months after the elections, Kenyans have been demanding these things. One of them is the runaway corruption. We don't need a committee, a multi-sectoral committee to discuss about corruption. It is a question of stopping it. The issue of inclusivity, it is in the law. We don't need anything new.
Yes.
We need to implement that law. The issue of cost of living. We have seen the other day, even as the Kenyans continue demanding lowering of taxes and tracing our tax regime in this country. The other day we were talking about raising the fuel levy.
Yes.
When you know the cost will be enormous, it will raise further the cost of living. So in this case, they are specific because Kenyans know what is eating, what is affecting this country, and most of us know, and that is why Kenyans are demanding specific actions.
When you talk about Kenya's Mheshimiwa, don't you think that you as opposition, you are losing legitimacy and credibility, you know, in the face of Kenyans? Because when Kenyans wanted opposition to speak, you did not speak. Until yesterday, when Honorable Raila Odinga stepped out, Kalonzo Musyoka stepped out, Joho stepped out, and so many other leaders from Azimio. And now when you spoke, now you're facing this backlash. The issue of finance bill was just but a trigger factor.
Let me say this. Opposition has been on this course.
What did you do about it?
Who led the first demonstrations? Is it not the opposition?
But it fizzled out until Gen Z took over.
Just a minute. Is it not the Azimio? After that, have we not been speaking about all these things?
Where did you go to? Gen Z?
Okay. Now, Gen Z are doing the same demonstrations we did, and we congratulate them. We are saying, if they are coming forward, will ensure transformation of this country, those specific actions, so be it.
Very good. The rolling out of the IEBC now, it's coming into law. It's really a law. We expect a lot to happen in the country. And now, This is expected, so many things to happen. We have the delimitation of boundaries, which actually expired way back in March. What do you expect? I understand that even in Machakos County, you're supposed to have 2 more constituencies. A proposal was floated.
You remember there was a committee that was set some years back, and they made some recommendations. First and foremost, the first thing is to reconstitute the IEBC as the law demanded. That was ascended to yesterday. That process, once it is over, now what you're asking will follow, because it is within their mandate. The only thing I want to say is I think we have a secretariat within IEBC. This secretariat, over the years, they have been conducting these elections. Why don't we make good use of their wealth of experience to continue transforming our elections in this country? But this issue of demonizing one institution, and
I don't think the secretariat have powers to conduct elections.
They do not. They do not have until the commission is well constituted. But you know, we have a tendency as a country, and the tendency is a few months to election, 1 year to election. We rush as though it is an urgency. Yet, after one election, we should do an audit of that previous concluded election. Then we put into recommendation. We move to implement them so that we can continue improving of our elections. But we focus on commissioners all through. You know, it is the question of the institution, it's not the personalities. Yes.
The number has been increased from 7 to 9.
Yes.
As part of Azimio, are you comfortable with that? The selection panel.
It is the question of the inclusivity again. But I wish we could focus more of professionalism as opposed to the big number. But I think considering the nature, considering the type, considering how we have been doing our politics and our elections, I think it is necessary. We agree. Yes.
In 2002, we've had the history of handshake. When we had the Grand Coalition with President Mwai Kibaki the late, we had the same handshake with President Uhuru Kenyatta, and now we are here. And every electoral cycle, we usually have the issue of electoral malpractice, reconstituting IEBC and all that. Do you think this is going to cure the problem of IEBC that we've been having, the perennial problem of IEBC every electoral cycle?
I highly doubt. I highly doubt.
Meaning next election we have another IEBC reconstituted.
What will come out clearly is after every election there must be a scapegoat. So even if maybe we ask, I don't know who, to head IEBC, it will amount to the same thing.
What you're trying to say is that even this exercise is just an exercise in futility?
To cure a certain perception, to cure, to prove to certain individuals that they were right. Because look the manner in which we have been reconstituting IEBC. It is like every election, it is only commissioners who bear the brunt. Kenyans have a role. Kenyan political elite have a role. And when they start demonizing, then there must be a way out. And the way out most of the time is to say, these commissioners did this did, and then if they exceed and they are paid. By the way, the rule of this game, it is Kenyan taxpayers who lose. Because whenever they go, look, all this time we have been removing these commissioners, whether they have done anything or it is a perception, they are paid full. Full. They don't just go away. Kenyans lose. So it is high time we respect the professionalism of IEBC, and if any particular person, any particular individual within that institution has committed anything, you are subjected to the rule of law.
Yes.
Okay? As opposed to after every election, we are seeing commissioners, agitation in the streets, remove this. I think somehow these are scapegoats.
There's been a lot of disquiet in the country. We've not had IBC. Finally, on that, what should you expect according to you moving forward?
Moving forward is we move to implement the law that was signed yesterday, and fully implement the NADCO report. Going forward, of immediate effect is what Kenyans are demanding of their elected government. That deal with the corruption, deal with high level of corruption, deal with all manner of evils, so that we can. And we have also seen our doctors are threatening to come back to streets. Yet something was negotiated out of these protests, agreed, signed, and we are seeing now what is happening. Maybe I think it is high time we act on what we agree, and whatever has been discussed and agreed upon. Please, let's move to implement.
Yeah.
Yes.
So finally, on that question of handshake, so according to you, there is nothing like handshake?
But if there is an handshake, it is not between Azimio and anybody. Okay. Maybe a section within a party, within Azimio.
All right, if I got you right, fine.
Yes.
There's a story here in the inner pages of the Star News. Governors, senators oppose plan to slash county funding by 5 billion shillings.
Yes.
All counties have their own source revenue.
Yes.
Why are you opposing this?
We are opposing this because the current government, the current administration, is administration that came and committed to, I think in a way, make devolution not to work in this country. Why am I saying this? The law is very clear. Counties are allocated revenue, or rather are given their share as per the last audited accounts. And who does that task? It is the perfume of the national government. The last time it was done is almost 4 years ago. Now, if whatever is being the share that is going to devolution was that of 3-4 years ago, why do you want to slash it? Surely,
there has never been a review.
President Moi ran this country with a total revenue of less than 200 billion. President Kibaki comes and doubles that figure. Our economy has been growing. If we want to faster transform this country, in fact, the 400 billion being allocated to counties should be the ones to remain with the national government. The rest should be sent to counties, and we will see how faster this country will transform. By the way, the expansion and growth of our economy came as a result of that kind of initiative by the late President Emilio Mwai Kibaki, the third president of the Republic of Kenya. Remember what he did? When he came, he almost practically decentralized and sent funds to the constituency level. Is it youth? Is it CDF? Is it roads money? Is it electricity money? And then this what we have seen since the Kenya Kwanza came to power is to try to centralize almost everything. Are you aware that the current government is doing everything that is supposed to be done by the county?
I'm not aware.
Yes, that is what they are doing, including even street lighting. It is a program that they are doing everywhere. And once they do, they leave it. And within 1 or 2 months, Kenya Power switches
Once that
this
happens, who caters for the costs?
You know, once they install, for example, this street lighting, now they leave it for the county. Yet the budget, they still have it in Nairobi. You know, I find it so strange.
When you talk about 5 billion shillings going to the counties, how much do you collect as counties? Perhaps if you have figures.
The issue of own source revenue.
Right.
Let us be realistic. I am not saying we are doing what we are supposed to do as counties. But what I'm saying is, you know, we are taxing the same population that is crying over being taxed. So most of the counties have not, as much as we are trying to correct as much as possible in terms of revenue, we have not increased anything, because you look at what the national government is doing and compare to what also you intend to do, and somehow you just moderate. So there has been challenge.
Yes.
We need to balance the issue of taxation regime in this country.
Yes. Thank you, sir. After the finance bill was rejected, the president did not sign it. The government had to take austerity measures to cut down on cost. Why don't you all take the austerity measures as county governments and say we are going to receive these 5 billion shillings and be channeled to something else?
Because you know, when he declined to sign, and this is a position that Kenyans are not being told, we are reverting back to the previous finance bill. The one that has just ended, the country is not operating in a vacuum.
So this
we will revert
this
back
5 billion shillings still lies in the previous finance bill?
Yes, and as we are talking about the formula that is being used, the law that is being applied to have share for the counties, is that of the last audited account, which is 3-4 years down the line. So it is not fair, surely, to subject these counties to that kind of a thing.
What do you stand to lose as counties if you don't get this money?
A lot. Development to the people. Definitely, the counties will not execute their mandate. Okay? There's a lot of revenue at the national level. If we curb a lot of things that are being raised, I'm sure there is a lot that the national government can get revenue from. Yes.
So as it is right now, what is the discussion? Where's the plan? If the government does not give this money, so what happens?
Obviously, Kenyans will suffer. Will continue suffering. That is the essence. You know, counties are there to provide the basics. Issues like water, issues like village roads, issues like basic education, issues like health. You know, the basics that you can think of is the mandate of the county governments across this country. Now, if you are not resourcing them, you are saying those services will be affected. That is the effect. Yes.
Somebody is asking on our social media, what if the handshake is between President William Ruto and Kalonzo Musyoka?
I don't see it.
Will you take it?
To take what?
Will Azimio take it?
It's not a question. Azimio, they are there for Kenyans. We are behind what many Kenyans
Perhaps
want.
the conversation would be because it's because of Raila Odinga.
I've not had any particular Kenyan in demand of government of national unity. Okay? Okay. Regional balancing within Kenya Kwanza can be achieved through Kenya Kwanza. Okay? We need a vibrant, strong opposition to check on the government. Personally, it is something I'm against.
Thank you, sir. Asante sana. Right, that was a quick fire on what is happening, just to put everything straight on basically what really happened yesterday. He said that according to Azimio, they are not ready for any handshake, if I got you right. And if it's there, it's not between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza. Francis Mwangangi, Deputy Governor of Machakos County, thank you so much for joining us. We are taking a break, but when we come back, we still have got plenty more to talk about, including the Hustler Fund. But did you take a Hustler Fund? Yes, you, looking at me. The PS is here to answer your questions. Stay with us. We'll be right back.